All right, so back to this. It was actually that's a took longer than I anticipated to start, so we completely missed the beginning blurb. But yeah, I guess just more admin technical stuff first, right? I mentioned how obviously I upload a three-part FNAF video, right? Basically security breach as a whole, right? Um, I don't remember. I think it was I don't even remember, but it was like right after I had beat it, or at least for the first time. I went back and got like other endings and stuff. This isn't related to the game, but again, just admin technical stuff. So I got that out of the way, right? And I mentioned I record another one, right? Which was more so about basically again, right? How security breach was kind of I still know that well because the first video was titled security breach my thoughts and experiences, right? And the second one that I haven't uploaded yet, I have, and I've been saying that for a while, and this is what this game to it's called security breach, a failure on the creators, influencers, and it's called fandom, right? Or I'll probably will just change the name to audience, right? But the reason being, again, I've figured out why, because I've been having trouble exporting it. I even had trouble exporting the thoughts and experiences, but I fixed the issue for that. But the issue, and what the issue was, again, was the amount of space it was taking up. So I wasn't able to export, right? The other one, right? The, what's it called? Failure on, right? Creators, influencers, and audience. But that's something to where it's right. Again, the reason for that was because I never ended up getting rid of the thoughts and experiences three-part video, right? So, and again, the main issue was space. So that was what was so I feel now I sorted that out. I should get that up tonight. And then again, I was actually thinking of making another video more so about talking about the fandom in general, right? Because I touched on it during that one, but my main focus was on basically the it was more so the combination intersection of all the three, right? In fact, I placed the most blame, so to speak, quote unquote, on the influencers, right? On like again basically the big YouTubers who end up playing like the games, right? Basically the big YouTubers who kind of like influence the fandom, right? I primarily placed again, so to speak, right? The blame on them, but obviously, that's in that video. But again, I got that all sorted out, so it should get up tonight, hopefully. So I guess we'll see. And again, I do want to make one more video, which I probably will at some point today, touching on just the fandom as a whole at this point in time. And I guess it works perfectly in terms of me finally figuring out why I couldn't export it. So, and it was just because, yeah, I had the old three-part video, security breach thoughts and experiences video still there. So, or a three-part video still there. So, but now that's out of the way. Should be no issue. I guess we'll see. Obviously, that's completely unrelated to this, but I just want to get the admin and technical stuff out of the way, right? So that's out of the way. But besides that, right? So now that's out of the way, we can actually get into this. And yeah, I guess first things first, yeah, it's definitely interesting to see the differences after having started off on Sailor's route, especially with the again confession, reciprocation, subsequent relationship, and then the differences between that and let's say starting off and going Natsuki's route or just anyone else's route. The difference between Yuri and Natsuki, right, starting out in their route and going someone else's route. It's definitely very interesting. And I'm definitely glad that they made, because it is a difference, right? It does make a difference, and I'm glad that that's something that they've been doing, right? That's something that they picked up on, and in fact. Again, Natsuki, it's interesting to note because Natsuki in this gave us the paper pink slip, right? And then not only does that mean, again, we have the opportunity for the whole confession sequence, right? So I was thinking, at first I was thinking, okay, maybe because we have the opportunity for this, right? Maybe this is the only legitimate or the only time where this would legitimately make a difference, where we maybe actually jump ship and then change routes here. But then again, sort of the implication of her is because we gave her the pink slip, right? We're not able to spend the day 3 with her, so we wouldn't get that interaction. But again, I think I'm much more interested in how this is going to play out rather than just a Natsuki interaction on day 3. So again, that's very much I'm very much more interested in this than what would you call it? Then what would you call it? Again, right? If we were to go Natsuki's route, and it just be basically the same as Yuri's, right? It would pretty much just be again a parallel version of Yuri's route. So that's something to note there, right? But yeah, I guess besides that, right, we can probably just get into it again, right? And I'm gonna go back through all these choices, right? Because I'm thinking maybe it makes a difference here if we like, let's say lie, don't tell, and then no. Well, granted, on those probably don't make a difference. But again, I'll just go through to see those choices, right? But again, I'm actually interested and have been thinking about who to spend time with here. I guess I still think it's Sayori, right? Because we could theoretically go with Monica. But again, the issue being I want to see if Sayori will react any differently, right? Given we spend spending time with Natsuki. So I think that's more interesting, right? Like again, and then the fact that we can't spend time with Natsuki. Granted, it'll be interesting to see who we spend time with tonight, presumably Sayori, right? Since Natsuki isn't an option here, presumably we won't be able to get her day 3 interaction, right? But I guess I don't know. We'll see, right? That's something to where it's like, yeah, I guess I don't know. We'll see, right? It's definitely interesting, though. It's definitely interesting, right? I'm definitely glad that I ended up doing this rather than, let's say, just doing an organic Natsuki route and then waiting to go back, right? Because we could not only do to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, right? But that also makes this a lot more interesting. Like, it's definitely like I'm actually interested in Shriek now as opposed to just, I guess, like semi disappointed is a way to put it in the mod. But again, I'm glad they made it a difference, right? And like they recognized those difference and made it different. But then also again, seeing these interactions, right? But yeah, again, it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. Yeah, I guess, but besides that, yeah, we can just get into it. So again, I don't see a reason to hold off any longer, to wait any longer. I already spent half of the intro talking about fucking security breach because obviously, that's still recent, right? Funny enough, I think it came out like it's kind of wild to think. I think it's been like 2 full weeks since it's released, or it's closing in on 2 full weeks. So it's kind of wild because I remember downloading it like in being it like fucking yesterday. But again, right, it's kind of like just shows how quickly the passage of time goes. But again, that's kind of besides the point, right? Because yeah, like the point being, I already wasted like half my intro talking about that. The other half was just stuff I already knew or talked about in the previous part. But so yeah, right. But besides that, again, we can get back into it. So yeah, again, obviously we're gonna go Sayori here, right? Pretty much just to see, again, right? If I assume there will be differences, but again, I don't see no reason to go Yuri. I also don't really see a reason to go Monica. Sayori mostly because I don't think this has an impact on the I don't think this has an impact on this scene or who I spend time with tonight, right? It could be either Sayori or Natsuki at this point, right? I think I'm leaning more towards Sayori. I think if anything, because what's it called? It's this day 3 interaction, and we're gonna spend time with Sayori. I think, unfortunately, more likely than not, we'll reach this point, right? And it won't actually really make a difference. It'll probably just be a more roundabout way of what would you call it? Basically gain the blue slip, right? So with basically again, maybe this does actually us split up with Sayori. Who knows, right? But again, it is definitely interesting to see, right? I still think it will have an impact, right? It still may make a difference, but or at the very least with the dialogue, it probably won't make an impact or difference story-wise, which is what we've seen. But again, I still assume it'll lead to some different dialogue, just to like accepting that, right? And having spent time with Nasi as opposed to just accepting it out of the blue. And we know, I assume, even though spending time with Sayori right now probably doesn't make a difference, right? Probably doesn't have an impact. I at least know it'll lead to some different dialogue than just, again, having been on Sayori's route since the very beginning. So again, we're going to go this, right? And then we can skip this, right? It's because you're keeping your promise this time. Wait, what? And again, that's because we're spending it with Sayori. Well, let's see. And wow. So this is actually all the same. It's all the same. Wow. So it really is just all the same. That's kind of insane. Or shoot, fucking save that one. And then we can do this. Actually, why the fuck did I do that? Let's not do that. I'll do that second time around. We can share this. But again, right? This is definitely interesting. Where's Yuri scene? Hey Yuri, you're just say we're really even acknowledge me. Damn. Do you have your poems? Yuri briefly puts her book down. She throws it backwards. She retrieves a sack of paper and puts it in the corner of her desk. And Inka could look at her first, but you could tell she was bright red. Like the knots. Bitch, we never seen this fucking CG before. She turned her cheek, clearing out. Well, damn, that's her problem. Laying outside, put the poems in my bag. Carefully putting the poems in. Walk over to Sayori with a paper towel. You forgot this, dummy. Again, right? Let's skip. So, yeah. I don't even remember what this interaction was. I'm already on the hot seat with her. It's Thanksgiving, me getting close to Natsuki. I don't want to cause her problems to our relationship. So we were the Monica knew. Okay, yeah, because that was the whole conversation around that, right? But again, I'm genuinely interested. Like, so is it the case that again, since we can't do this third day interaction, we wouldn't really. All right, it's Natsuki. I immediately starts piling against my chest and anxiety builds up beside me. Oh, hey, Natsuki, what's up? Try to stay my voice the best I can. Fortunately, Natsuki doesn't really seem to notice it. She seems rather unnerved as well. She looks outside for looking up at me. Look, I'm sorry for how I acted earlier. I didn't mean to brush you off without giving a chance to explain what happened. I've just been having a bad day today. It's fine, Natsuki, really. I'm just glad we can put that behind us. And again, this was Ashio. I don't even remember. This is probably in response to the whole Sayori incident. So what's got you down? I think I might have lost the manga we were reading yesterday. You mean special edition one? Now someone somberly shakes her head. You know where you might have left it? I think I had an idea where it is. So this is that now we have more context on this fucking manga that she lost, because that takes place, like, this is an event in every single route, right? But again, right, another thing being that it's interesting, because I also remember, if you remember, after the day 3, right, when we're going home with Sayori, right, again, we have, like, not, I think both Yuri and Natsuki asked to read, right? So it's something to where maybe by, again, spending those 2 days with Natsuki, right, going, like, technically, I guess, well, not, we start on Sayori's, but technically going her route, we may get that option. That may be the difference maker for, because I don't want to believe that it's just going to get to, I don't want to believe that it's just going to get to this point and then it's going to be the same, right? Where regardless of what you do, you know, you go back to whoever's route you're on. So in this case, it would be Sayori. I don't want to believe that's the case. I want to believe that there's some sort of difference that could be made after having gone Natsuki's route for the first 2 days, but maybe not, right? It's something to where it's like the mod's been kind of a down at some points, right? And that may just be the case. I guess, I don't know. We'll see though, right? Right, yeah, it's something where it's like the mod, like, these choices don't have an impact or decision, or don't have as much as you'd think, right? Well, I've left it in my last class. Well, I hope you'll find it. You're not sticking around. I think so. He is just leaving. Why do you always do that? Do what? What do you mean? It's like you're always falling. To be fair, like, he's actually spent time with Natsuki on this route, so she has no basis for saying this. I know she constantly puts up with it. Why is it almost everything you do is that's literally not been the case. And again, they're just reusing dialogue. Natsuki, it's not really true. Forget. I have manga to find. All right, get the fuck out of here. It doesn't appear that anyone's noticed the incident that just took place between us. At all sides, I walk over to Sayori. Seems to have finished packing her things. Hey, ready to go? Weekly smile on Sayori. Yeah, sure. Let's get going. Sayori picks up on my agitated tone. Why can't we skip this? You look upset. It's nothing. Let's just head home. Okay, then. Sayori and I wave goodbye to Monica as Yuri's. We head out to start commute home. And again, we can skip this, right? So, but that's, well, I guess I'll talk to you later then. Just sleep well tonight. Try my best. So we don't have this interaction. That's interesting. Again, right? So are we not having our day 3 interaction? That's actually interesting. I know I love Sayori. I do. I've enjoyed every moment I've had around her, even if she's been much to handle at times. But can't help myself from feeling attracted to Natsuki. Ever since last night, I find myself wanting her more and more. She's truly been wonderful to be around. Even though she came after me initially, someone with an attitude problem. She really is the only. And again, so normally, but he has this internal dialogue, right? And then he normally commits to whoever's route he was on. Like, he committed to, like, Sayori, he committed to Monica, he committed to Yuri. But it'll be interesting to see what he says in this situation. Because for me, it seems like 50-50. I think it can go either way. 50-50 split. But it's also something where the fact that, again, we didn't get a chance to have a day 3 interaction with Natsuki probably seals the deal in terms of Sayori. And it's probably, I hate to say it, but it's probably going to be the case to where we'll get to this choice and it won't really make a difference, right? Who knows, though? Who knows, though? Well, recently, I can definitely say I felt closer to her before. It's clear she feels the same way. Even though I want to avoid her until I can figure out what to say to her, I did have some fun spending time around Sayori today. I think I've undone some of the damage I've recently done in our relationship. All things considered, I think honestly truly appreciates that there's someone out there who takes her seriously. Shares the same interests and hobbies as hers. Quite amazing how we're able to bond over manga. Find a girl who likes manga more and use pretty bitch at all, right? Not to mention, I'm pretty sure Natsuki also appreciates him. Someone who cares about her opinions and doesn't take everything she does and says at face value. Even if it's still a little hard to understand what she's doing at times. I always know she means well. I've had a blast spending every moment I can with her. Her laughter, her smile. She's never been boring to hang around. She always looks cute. Okay, fucking weird flex. But he is, again, he's having an extended monologue about Natsuki. I think she enjoys spending time around me, too. Even without her opponent, starting to suspect that she liked me. Well, no shit, bitch. All the signs are there, bitch. Everyone fucking does, right? We almost kissed. Well, damn, that's crazy. She hugged me yesterday. Okay, damn. She really didn't want to spend more time around me today. Really enjoyed our hug yesterday. See, I know that this is all wrong, but by thinking like this, I'm really risking betraying my relationship with. Now he has an actual dilemma. Only she should be okay. She was rightfully pissed at me yesterday for it. She found out we did it again, especially when I promised to stop doing it. So would be heartbroken. God, why am I so bad at this? Thurman, you just gotta commit, right? Pick and commit, right? I'm pretty sure I've caught feelings for Nasi. So this is interesting. Nasi likes me back too. In a literal, this is interesting because again, we don't get this love triangle because normally when he has this dialogue right for day 3, this intro monologue, he usually like weighs the options, right? He'll say like, oh, obviously I'm in a relationship with Sayori, but here, this about Yuri or even Monica, right? Or I guess whoever route you're on at this point, right? So it'd be like whoever's route he's on, like, so that'd be like Sayori, Monica, Yuri, Natsuki, and then whoever he, spent time with at the festival. So that'd be like Yuri or Natsuki. But it's interesting. And then he would go back to whoever route he was on, right? It's like, oh, but this is a no-brainer for me, right? I got to go with this, right? With the first one. But this is a different story. He's like, again, weighing them equally, debating them equally, right? And he's saying this. We've never seen this before, right? Like, he's never said this line. This is new dialogue. We haven't seen this line in the game yet. So, but yeah, it's definitely interesting, right? Definitely interesting. Like, and especially like, because Sayori, like, seemingly we weren't able to spend time with her today, right? Like, she presumably, we're not going to have a day 3. Well, shoot. Yeah, again, right? I'll talk. So they don't spend time. So we don't have the day 3 Sayori interaction. So that's definitely interesting. Like, if it's a possibility to get the day 3 Natsuki interaction, and maybe that's sort of the difference maker there. But again, that's just something, again, we won't know until it comes. But it is definitely interesting that, yeah, this is definitely different. They are treating them, which again is fair, right? Like, that's, and especially with, like, again, Sayori, right? Because I'm glad that they recognize it as, and then treat it as different than the others, right? So, and then again, the fact that, again, he is sort of a, like, again, that we're getting different dialogue, and we are having like our options being weighed differently than before. So, but I guess I don't know. We won't see until whoever we like our interaction tonight. So I don't want to hurt either of them. I already know they both this year's promise. I don't want to add on to anything. But if I do decide that I want to be with Natsuki, I'd have to break up with Sayori. That'd be easier said than done. And I don't know if it's what I want to do. I've known her for 14 years, and I know she'd never do the same to me. Both still trying to make this work. But maybe she and I just aren't really meant to be. I mean, lately I've been more interested in Natsuki and Sayori. No, it's my fault complete for our relationship starting to tear. I just don't have the same passion for her as I do for Natsuki. That's interesting. So he is saying this, right? Even though we had our day 3 interaction with Sayori, staring how much fun I had with her, preparing for that in the festival. He didn't even just competing to Sayori for my attention. But can I really do that, Sayori? I roll over to face my bookshelves. On one of the shelves, I spot a picture of me and Sayori at the carnival. Man, that must have been at least 10 years ago. Did they have it in me to tell her that same girl who's not my girlfriend, that I dump her for an hour relationship that's not even guaranteed to work out, risk possibly ending the club? He does have this dialogue, though. I get out of my bed, walk over to pick up the picture frame. On close look, I see Sayori clutching a familiar giant-sized cow. I almost forgot that's what I want for her. And again, that explains that, right? I always did tell Sayori she deserved the best. Suddenly I hear my phone ring. Who is it? Who is it? To my surprise, it's Sayori. So we saw each other like, so are we having Sayori's day 3 interaction then? So we are having Sayori's day 3 interaction, right? Maybe that's a situation where I keep fucking up the saves. Maybe that's a situation where this actually makes a difference. Granted, obviously we're going to go yes for now, because when I go back through, I'm going to pick all the no options. But this may be something where maybe if you spend no, right? If you say no there, if you like lie here, right? Don't tell Sayori here, right? Maybe that does actually make a difference. So fuck off. Yeah, let's skip, right? Hey, Sayori stares off into the horizon. I try to return a smile back. She ignores it. I hope that by spending time around Sayori, I would have for lack of time spent around her recently. I guess it's going to take a lot more time for back to where you were originally. We didn't even get back how we were before this. I don't know what I can do at this stage. We did have fun together earlier, but it seemed like that progress was lost. If she saw me arguing with Natsuki, I don't know what I can say or do to win that can wear a trust act, but maybe later I can make up lost ground. My relief tension the most lifted by Sayori's insanely loud stomach growl. Sayori steps back in embarrassment. And again, skip, right? But yeah, this is interesting. Again, this seems to be all the same, though. There seems to be no difference here. But we get Sayori's, but I'm thinking maybe if, again, like this may be the one instance, what's it called? Well, never heard celebrate a reset. How about a reset for our relationship? What do you mean? I know I messed up yesterday. Well, only have messed up a lot around you. I haven't been spending as much time around you as it should be. You are better for me. So let's today be a reset in our relationship. Just you and me, Sayori. Sayori blushed brighter than the pizza sauce. That's very sweet of you. Again, so... But maybe this is the one situation he's trying to make up for how I've been acting lately. Again, right? So things could have gone more smoothly. Why don't we have to work? I love you. I know you do. Sure, it's just a bump in the road for us, that's all. We're here together talking. Sure, things will smooth over. I'm glad to try and make up for everything. Just glad you're not totally mad at me. I couldn't stay mad for long, especially if you're trying to better yourself and repeat what you did. Yeah. But this is very interesting. So maybe this is like the one situation. Felt like I've hardly done anything to help you. In some cases, I feel like I made things worse. Just done more to hurt you. Are you saying you don't want to be around me? No, I'm not saying that. But I just don't know if I can be the only solution to this. And again, he does bring up a good point. But again, the thing being, it is definitely interesting. Like this may be the one situation to where it actually, and again, we just have this sequence, right? This may, I know I've been doing a good job, but I care about, and again, right? It may be something to where, again, this could be the one situation to where, again, saying no to all the options could actually matter, right? Again, right? Yeah, so there's that. So again, we have this, right? So yeah, we're skipping through all this. So again, right, this is the same as per usual, right? So like, because again, we can still get the blue slip. We haven't really gotten a chance to spend much time together this week. And last night we both told each other, we want our relationship to work. Just stick to my promise. So, and again, this is Sayori, right? So that's who we were talking to. So again, right, we have this, right? So again, and we have this whole scene, right? So you're always around Sayori. And I could, bitch, no, we weren't. The fuck you talking about? That changed. Oh, all right. Sunday. Yeah. Again, right? So this is all the same, right? Yeah. And slip Tuesday, bitch, you, the fuck you talking about? You're like a mastermind. Really happy you didn't completely freak out. Also, you made me feel safe and accepted. It's not something I'm really used to. I was still too scared to tell you directly I felt, so I decided to give you that special letter, my confession letter. Damn, that's crazy. If you must have read. Bitch, like, here's the thing. Don't do, like, if you do this shit, like, do it in person. Like, don't, no fucking letters. No texts, no cell phones. Like, come on. Like, here's the thing. No, Edward, you've been acting around me lately. So I figured, well, there's no bitch fucking colon. I should just give it to you straight. Damn, fucking spit out. Can we skip past this? Fucking, but should I really trash my relationship? And I'm so happy with her. Honestly, here's what I'm going to do, right? Fuck. Okay, and save this one. I'm going to say this one. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back through all of them anyway, and then do like no options, like lie, don't tell, no here, stand up. And then what I'll do is, again, I'll say this one, right? Because I'm thinking that may actually make a difference. But, and again, that's something where it's like, after everything we've been through. And then again, I'm committed to Sayori. And again, right? Hate that I had to play out like that, but I think I made the right decision. And again, so this should be fine in terms, we should be good on Sayori's route right now. Skip to all yourself and you have the audacity to act like you care about me. Piss off. And again, right, what's interesting is, again, this is something to where it's like, I'm glad you're in my decision for Sayori's sake. Again, appreciate you. Yeah, and again, committed to try and make things work. So we should just be, what's it called? We should just be basically cemented on Sayori's route at this point, right? So I think this may be the one instance into where those interim choices actually kind of make a difference. So that's why, again, we're actually going to go through them all after this, right? So we're actually going to go through them all. At least I wasn't stupid enough to spell my confession ways clearly with Sayori. Damn, fuck it. Damn, Yuri. Again, right? Well, we would have loved to, but he was kept him from us. You logged him yesterday. And then, damn, they're having this combo. And we just leave, right? Granted, I assume, yeah, it would be, we can say yes here because it would be Natsuki is like the inverse, right? Yeah, it would be Natsuki, presumably, if we actually, I'm glad you stuck to your word, if we were able to jump ship, switch routes, right? Wait some bumps. I'm glad to see you've changed for the better. I promise to make it up to you. Love you and only you. Trust me, I'm trying my best to make up for what happened. You don't have any feelings tonight, Natsuki. No, I just like her as a friend. Nothing more. And hopefully by the end of this week, we can maybe still be friends, but still feel responsible for everything. What do you mean? The fuck? What? Why did we get a fucking poem flip? And again, right? All this the same. She's going to make things up with Yuri, but can she? What do Yuri even give her? Right? And again, let's skip this, right? So again, yeah, still doing this, right? We like this is the exact same thing. Like Yuri enters, Natsuki enters. Yeah. So the exact same thing, right? And again, so Sayori, it's Natsuki. Damn, that's crazy. Wait. It's like, hold up. Halt. I brushed Natsuki's arm off mine, turned to directly face her. I'm not very good at this. What are you talking about? Natsuki's voice starts to break. She shuts her eyes in an effort to fight back tears. It ultimately proves to tears start running down Natsuki's cheeks. Finally, that's all. I'm sorry, okay? Sorry for trying to take you away from Sayori. I'm sorry for saying all those things I shouldn't have. Sorry for hitting you. I'm sorry for everything. Stop for a moment. Taking in what Natsuki says, she stands in front of me on the verge of a total breakdown. Natsuki. Yeah? I'm not the one you need to apologize to. He has a point, though, and then fucking owned, right? Here, cry out to me. Wait, let me. And then again, now we can skip this. So we get to here. So I'm not actually going to pick any of these options because I don't think it fucking matters, right? This is something to where, again, what I'm going to do, and damn, we're actually making good time. That's crazy. But that was because most of this was a Sayori interaction, right, that we've already seen. But yeah, again, so now we're at this point, right? Because if we do that, we're just going to get to this fucking interaction, right? Which I don't care about. But again, what I'm going to do is go back, pick all the bad options, because that may be legit the difference maker. If we do all the bad options and then return here, that may actually be the one instance into where it has an impact and makes a difference, right? Like that could legit be the one instance where that's the case. So I'm hoping, I'm getting my hopes up, but granted, it's probably not going to be the case. But if there is an instance, right, then this would probably be it. Or we just potentially get the fucking blue slip, right? But I guess we'll see, right? So again, let's go here. So we can lie here, right? I don't want Sayori to get the wrong idea about Natsuki and I. Kind of come up with the excuse. Natsuki looked kind of down. I was trying to cheer her up. Is that and only that? I promise. Natsuki lets out a heavy pain sigh for pointing out a smile. It's all right. I'm just glad you're being a good friend to her. Come on, let's not. So wow. So that's actually the same regardless. So if it's that didn't make a difference. And again, let's skip this, right? If you even worse for line Sayori, I'm not even sure she really believed me. For all I know, Sayori might even be thinking about it. I'm about to ditch her for Natsuki. Knowing how she feels right now, I probably just made things worse for her. Maybe I can still fix this. Again, right? Let's skip this. So yeah, again, we have this Sayori. I saw what happened. Didn't really want to say anything because I didn't want to cause problems back there. But why'd you lie to me? So she even knows that, right? She's like, I have no way out of this. I might as well map now and tell her the truth. I didn't want you to get the wrong idea about what happened, Sayori. How can I not? Shocked by Sayori's shouting. She really raised her voice like that. These past few years, I feel like you've been completely ignoring me. I haven't. Why would you think that? So you spent your time Natsuki until you saw me dealing with my rain clouds. Say you're like that with Natsuki, even as I was dealing with my rain clouds again. What's going on here? Did I do something wrong? Do you not want me around anymore? Sayori, don't be like that. You know that isn't true. Look, tell you the truth, I didn't go out to Natsuki and be with her like that. That was all her, I swear. I didn't know what to do. I blanked out. And that was wrong for me to do that to you. So funny enough, he says this regardless, right? Trying to lie to you. I was wrong, not saying anything to Natsuki. So be and forgive me in spite of everything. I know I don't deserve it, but you're my girlfriend. I love you. And I stupidly thought lying to you is the right choice. Won't happen again. That I can promise you. Again, right? Okay. I forgive you. But it better not happen again. It won't. So it should see a gentle smile. I guess we'll sort everything out with Natsuki later. Just come here. So I'll try and get my turn with you. Don't need to tell me twice. Bitch, and then they're fucking, again, hours? Damn, what the fuck the way I've been lately? I chose her out of the other three. I can't be having second thoughts or trying to back out now. Love her. We've always been there for each other. Care about her, and she cares about me. Want her to be happy, like how she wants me to be happy. I need to make this up to her. Hey, Sayori? Yeah. And again, right, we get in this whole interaction, right? I don't fucking care about it. So then we get this, right? So, and again, right, we have this with the whole poem, right? So no difference here. Yeah, but it is interesting notes. So, and again, so let's say don't tell Sayori here, right? Again, so maybe it compounds, I don't know. But again, I'm picking all the bad options, right? Maybe that's the one instance to where it makes a difference, right? Well, I was an idiot and lied about what happened to her yesterday. Monk's eyes light up with curiosity. Oh, what do you mean? I made up some excuse about what happened, but I ended up apologizing to her and lying about what happened. But we did make up. I know I hurt her and don't want to do that to her. Well, we inhale Sayori in our time. Speaking of which, does Sayori know Natsuki gave you this? No, that's an art prom. She wasn't really in the mood to talk to you, so I figured that'd be a bad time to bring it up. Again, skip, right? And again, we're going to say no here. So yeah, we're going to say no here. I don't think this exactly matters. So I don't think I'm agreeing my decision, but I'll admit I'm a little interested to see what the others are all about. They get in a relationship with Sayori too soon, and I don't think I'm agreeing my decision with Sayori. Bitch, fucking, you said this. All right, skip. And again, he meets us, Sayori, so yeah, we get out long knowing her. Maybe she could help me figure out what's saying Natsuki. I mean, she's my girlfriend. I have to tell her about this. I'm gonna freak out initially. And again, right, so let's do that. And again, we still spend time with Sayori. I don't see a reason to spend time with anyone else. Sayori just, again, leads to different dialogue. So, and again, stand up for yourself, right? And again, we have this whole interaction. I said how stupid this was, right? Yuri again, right? Hey, Yuri. What's down our book? Oh, hello. How are you doing today? I'm doing fine. Briefly glance over Sayori. Seems to be mindlessly dancing her fingers on the table. What about you? I'm doing excellent. I just got a very interesting part. Portrait of Markov. Really, what's about to happen? Well, they're about to... Actually, I shouldn't spoil it for you. Yeah, that's fair. Really haven't read it more. It's just I've got comp and some stuff I need to deal with. So don't need to rush yourself. Literature's best enjoy one's individual pace, but if you have the time now, maybe you can read a little bit. I'd love to hear, but I need to get everyone's poems. Oh, that's a good thing you mentioned that. Your roots to her bank, grabs her poems. That should be everything. Right, thank you so much. Briefly look through yours poems, just to make sure they're no. And I still hate how he said this. Like, I still hate how he said this, right? I want to admire handwriting again. Your chuckles to herself. Well, that's certainly thoughtful of you. Though I don't believe I give you anything by a snake. That's good to know. I mean, it's not like Knox, like, why? And then his response to this, like, I forgot that you're a pretty quick thinker. I guess you could say that. Why would you even say this? Like, why would you just say something like, oh no, Natsuki said something similar, which is why I was double checking. Like some bullshit excuse. This is the one situation where you'd want to actually do that, right? Why would you even say this? Like, again, I don't know why you would even say this. It's nothing. I think I should really get back to my book now. All right. Go to my backpack and gently put yours poems next to Maka's. Again, right? So, and again, right? We have this whole interaction. So, Marion dangerously thin ice with hers, thanks to me getting too close to Natsuki. I haven't done myself any favors lately. Again, right? And then we have this. So, yeah, again, right? So we have all this. So no real difference here. Natsuki standing right behind me. Her immediately starts behind. And again, this isn't the day 4 interaction, right? So again, hey, I want to ask you something real quick. Sweat starts trickling down the back of her neck. Yeah. I think I might have lost the manga we were reading. So this is all the same, right? Again, the special edition, if you'd seen it. Yeah, I might have let out the world's biggest sigh of relief. She probably thinks I haven't read her poem yet. No, I can't say I have. I'm really sorry, Natsuki. Great. Have you tried retracing your steps? I'm about to go do that. I might have left it in my last class. Well, hey, I hope you find it. You're not sticking around? Well, I think Sayori's about to leave, so I'm going to head home with her. Well, that's typical. What do you mean? Why do you always follow her around like a... And we have this whole interaction, which is stupid. So, yeah, it's like, again, go, see you. Bye. See ya. Again, but I'm genuinely curious as to, what's it called? Is if this will lead to any difference, right? Again, so the next choice we have is just the confession, right? Or I guess spending time with Sayori. So again, just be okay for me, okay? I'll try my best. Sayori smells me one more time before turning back. Again, right? It'll take more time to get back. So sigh softly myself, right? Again, so let's do this. And again, we're going to say no here. So yeah, we're going to say no here. So again, right? So we have this. It's already on the ropes again. So like, I'm curious as if to, again, and then confessing to Natsuki here will lead to any difference, right? Like I feel like this would be the one instance, the one situation where it will actually like have an impact, lead to any sort of difference. But again, the mod hasn't shown that. Like, it's funny because one of the mod blurbs, one of the title blurbs is your choices matter more than you think, which we know isn't the fucking case, right? All the other choices literally don't matter, like zero impact, zero difference, right? So, but I have a feeling that maybe this will lead to a difference, right? I have a feeling like maybe this will lead to something different, right? So again, we're skipping through this. Sayori, I never even gave her a chance to know how I was feeling. Why? Why did I do that? How could I do that to her? No, I haven't been good to Sayori lately, but I promised her yesterday things would be different. So I just ended up back to where it was. So again, we get to this. Sayori and Natsuki are full-blown arguments. Not on you are doing the best contained situation. What have I done? The last time Natsuki I'm dating him is now your boyfriend. We didn't fucking tell me you two were a thing when I confessed him a minute ago. Looks like we've both been played. So everyone's eyes glance over in my direction again. So what is this? Are you breaking up with me? Hold on. You've been dating her this entire fucking... So, but it seems to be the same. So yeah, again, right? It seems to be the same. So that's actually like, that's funny, right? So it seems to be the same, right? That's just interesting in terms of again, right, what happens. So this seems to be pretty much the same. She knows I've been hanging around Natsuki and says to her, but even now, considering I practically jumps Sayori without telling him, my kind of probably thinks I'm the worst human being. No one's ever going to trust me. Again, this, you need to sort things out with Natsuki and Sayori. Okay, again, fuck off. Hold on. Skip. Again, right, this is going to be something to where, right, but it all appears to be going down the same. So it's interesting, right? I guess, again, like as I anticipated, right, I assume that it probably wouldn't make an impact or difference. But again, I felt like, no. I felt like if there was one instance, one situation, right? And again, we're going to get the blue slip, right? Again, that's why it's like, but yeah, so there's literally zero difference. Honestly, though, I'm going to continue to the end to see if we even get an option for Natsuki. I'm genuinely curious, right? Again, right? So, yeah, leave her alone, skip, and then, yeah, just skip through this, right? This whole fucking interaction, right? But yeah, because here's the thing. I'm curious to see if we'll get an option for both at the end. Like, I'm actually curious to see that. Granted, I don't think it's going to be the case, right? Like, I don't think it's going to be the case. Like, just being entirely honest, right? And again, obviously explore other options, right? So we can go. And again, right? So let's do that. But again, right? I don't think this is going to lead to any difference, right? Unfortunately, I'm just curious, right? Again, just to see if I'm curious to see if he'll lead to any sort of difference. Like I'm actually genuinely curious. So, and then we're having this whole conversation, right? So, wow. So yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, wow, that's actually interesting. Again, so now we have 3, right? That's actually so interesting, right? Again, and also funny enough, what's the case is presumably whoever we spend, honestly, if we would have gone into the endings, right? If we would have gone into the endings like here after having again done this whole interaction, then probably that's what ends up leading to that third option. It's funny because here we have 2 options or 3 options on where's Monica's, right? Monica's, we have just her, right? So 2 options only. But now, and Yuri's again, it's the same deal, right? As Sayori, we have 3. But now again, we have 4 here. So that's interesting. Granted, I don't think we could get all, or I don't think we could get 5, but it is definitely interesting. And again, I'm glad I skipped to the end this time, right? But this is something to where it's like, again, so it seems like that did actually make an impact or a difference. But basically, again, not until the very end, right? In terms of, again, we probably needed to do all those, and we probably needed to, at the very least, we probably needed to, again, reciprocate to Natsuki, right? In order to get this. That's what I'm thinking, right? Even though nothing else changed, it seems to, again, at least put us here, right? So we probably need to reciprocate to Natsuki. Maybe we even need to also spend these first 2 days with her. But honestly, the rest of the choices probably didn't matter. That's something to where, again, at the very least, we probably need to, again, just reciprocate to her. But, and then at most, I'm guessing maybe we needed to spend those first 2 days. But again, right, it's just funny, though. It's so interesting that, again, I guess. But this is like, again, the only time you actually make an impact or a difference with your choices. Every other fucking time, it doesn't matter. This is legit the only time. So, I'll be in a relationship with Natsuki. Natsuki, huh? She's a fire. What the fuck does that even mean? Okay, she's cute on the outside, and she's fucking retarded on the inside. She is. Well, I think you two will be happy together. She also needs someone she can trust, look after her. I agree. If there's one person she can trust now, it's you. Zero will be disappointed, Sayori. I know, I'm sorry. Maybe in time we'll patch things up. I hope you guys do. And I'll admit, I'm surprised you want to end things with her. I just don't feel the same way about her anymore. I think it's time we both move on. It's all different people. Well, hey, I wish you two the best. This is where we depart. Everyone's going to want to get their final statement before you go, so I won't delay him for any longer. But I do want to say I'm extremely grateful for all you've done. You've been there for us through our worst and best times. You helped the art start to forgive me and put me on a path towards learning how to forgive myself. It's not something most people would do. You really are one of us. I'm glad you're a member of the Literature Club. So it really wouldn't be the same without you. Wouldn't even exist without you. You're the best member of the club that I've had the privilege of knowing. I wish you the best in all your future endeavors. Take care. I hope you've enjoyed your stay with us. Monica and I share one last smile with each other before she grabs her stuff and disappears. Fucking just fades out. To my surprise, I turn around and see it's Sierra. Though she doesn't seem upset or even angry, I'm rather at peace. Hey, Sierra, how are you doing? Well, I'm not sure I really know the right words for any of that. I read your letter. And well, I can't say I blame you. I let you down at every turn. You deserve someone better than me. Look, don't beat yourself up over me. I'll be okay. I just hope you learned something from all this. But how to stay true and faithful to your friends and loved ones, especially learn how to stay true to yourself. Our relationship may be over, but I just want to make sure you don't ever do something like this again, especially in Natsuki. I learned Sayori. Sucks that I had to be the hard way, but you know how hard-headed I can be sometimes. At least that part of you didn't change. Glad you learned to not to have this kind of relationship with anyone else ever again. Things between you and Natsuki work out. So this is interesting again, because we wouldn't have got this unless we did that, right? Maybe one day we can talk about it. I don't blame you. Take it you already know my decision. Yeah, I do. I'm surprised. It's not you, it's me. It's the fucking the or it's not you, it's me. That fucking phrase, right? The fucking that's actually hilarious, right? It's honestly, I'd be more like again. He should have been like, it's not me, it's you. It's like I love you and care about you, but I've started feeling more attracted to Natsuki over time. I think us not being together is the best solution going forward. I don't want to be disloyal to you. See, and I appreciate you being honest with me. I just wish you had more time spent together. That's all. I know. I'm really sorry, Sarah. Please don't blame yourself. I'll do my best. I still hope we can be friends. Of course, I still want to be friends with you. Good. I don't know what I'd do if you said no. I do want you to promise me one thing, okay, though? Yeah, what is it? Get over your depression, all right? You know I hate seeing you like that. It's for your own good that you keep going to therapy. First, I think I'll plenty to talk about. Whoever will be my therapist. But I'll do it for you. Thank you, Sayori. See you around, okay? You know it. See, I love when you call me that. See you around. Thanks for being a part of this club. It really means a lot to me that you agreed to join. I know, that's why I did it. Sayori and I exchanged one last smile before she too heads out and disappears into the hallway. You're the next one to approach me. So I believe that we're finally at the end of this saga. Yeah, I imagine everyone's feeling pretty relieved. I most certainly am. I know the R has already said the same thing, but I really do want to thank everything you've done, especially for me. I also believe you and Natsuki deserve my congratulations on you two becoming official. That's sweet of you, Yuri. Thank you. Can't say she and I have always gone along very well. We've had our fair share of drama, and I do feel partially responsible for helping nearly bring the club to ruin. In the past, we've called her some of the vilest names. We're out the worst to each other. But at the end of the day, I know she's a good person. She's headstrong and stubborn, but perhaps you can help her get over that. You've been patient with me in the past. Perhaps this time I'd be patient with her. Thank you, Yuri. I must admit, I do wish our relationship could have gone differently. I'll admit, I wish we could have all the club experience without the drama. Things could have gone better between us for sure. Beautiful, gracious, kind person. You'll find someone with your time. I believe in you. Thank you. Coming from you, it means a lot. I think you both learned a lot from this experience. Wouldn't you agree? For sure. I was just hoping going forward, we'll be stronger as a club together. Yeah. So what are you going to do about, I think it's fine time to start confronting this problem rather than suppressing it. Not sure what the best way is. If everything is just simulation now, is there a way and simply just undo my problem with the click of a button? Can't say that I have the answer to that question, but I know you'll figure something out. I'll be right here if you need my help. I very much appreciate that. I really owe you a lot, don't I? I just did what I thought was right back there. You and everyone else so much wanted some code. Yeah, we'll have much to ponder about. It's supposed the truth of our reality, but I must admit, this whole experience inspired me to write my own story about this. Better be a bestseller. I hadn't written a full novel before, but I'm sure I can figure it out. But perhaps one challenge at a time, right? Yeah, I think we've all earned some well-deserved rest. And rest we shall. Farewell. Thank you for everything. If everything goes well between you and Natsuki, you're so sweetly, she heads out the door. Finally, Natsuki is the last one to approach me. First, we both struggle to find the right word to say to each other, but for once, she's the first to break the ice. So, you picked me. It's like, so, you picked me. I don't know what to say. I've heard a real relationship before. Bitch, this isn't even a real one. That's a first for everything. But I love you, and I want to be in a relationship with you. Damn, that's crazy. Positive. You're funny, sweet, a little rough around the edges. Fucking what? But I like it that way. Okay. I've had nothing but good laughs and fun times when I'm with you. You're the honest person I want to love to continue to be part of your life. Wow. I know you like me, but it's just, you've had quite the ride, you and me. It's been like 2 weeks. For the longest time, I wasn't sure if I could really trust you. Well, I still ended up falling for you. I don't really know why. Maybe because I thought you were funny, amazing, charming. Don't push your luck. What I'm trying to say is most boys wouldn't have done what you've done for me. Listen to what I've had to say. You made sure I was always around. You literally saved our lives back there. I'm not sure any of us are going to get over Monica trying to kill us. Bitch, fucking water in the bridge, right? It's like, y'all don't try to kill your friends. I think you set enough an example for us to follow. It's the least I could do, Natsuki. I know there's more to you than your looks and the tough act you put up. I'm glad I've gotten to know the real Natsuki, more or less. Trust me, you've seen nothing yet. Counting on it. Nothing that's happened outside of school. It's really real. It means I'll have taken more crap from my dad. That's one way of looking at it for sure. So, if we're officials, does that mean you get to take me out someplace nice? Bitch, no, we're fucking broke. Even if it really isn't real, I still want to enjoy each other before things get serious. Bitch, we're broke. Anything for you. You're a simp. Did you really just call him a fucking simp? Are you kidding? I actually mean it. I never felt this way towards anyone before, like ever. Well, damn. It's glad something else. Iron anger and pain. It really is. You ready to go out? No. All right, don't be late. Bitch, it's our place. How the fuck are we going to be late to our fucking place? Tina and I exchange one last mouth before she too heads out and disappears into the hallway. Sink back into chairs. Natsuki is the club. Taking it. It's finally over. All the tears, all the name calling, all the temper tantrums. It's finally over. And so I watch and notice that's far past normal time. I'll be heading home. Even if this world isn't real, I'd feel weird hanging around here. Pick up my son and begin hanging out the door. Not for taking one last look at the club. This really is no ordinary literature club. But I don't think I'd have it any other way. Turn on my heel and hell at the door. Start to walk home. Damn, that's crazy. Let's see, right? And then again, we get this, for whatever reason, this takes a while to load. Like it's like an extended black screen. So you sit down my steps and taking the view of my neighborhood. Looking up at the sky and see a tint of orange joining the vast blue sea that flies high above me. Even if it's not really, I always did enjoy it. I always did instill a sense of calm and peace whenever I was troubled. And after today, those are two things I most surely need. Going forward, for better or for worse, things are going to be the same. As long as a lot of work to earn everyone's trust back. But I'll do what I can to ensure she fairly earns it. Oh, no, who knows how much time I could really brought. How are we going to cross over to his world, join person I'm supposed to represent? Am I even real? No matter. Whatever challenges that wait the Literature Club, I'll be right there with them to face it down. There's no one thing for sure. Care about them with all my heart. Natsuki the most. She only has now more than ever to help her conquer her trauma and anything else she may have dealt with. And all the player cares about is just, that's a very bold assumption made by the MC. We can both care and watch over her together. Thank you, whoever you are. No problem. You always welcome the Literature Club. Really, the reason I went this route last. You ready to go for our date? You know it. All right. Oh, for whatever reason, I thought we could skip it. We walk towards state and enjoy it. Damn, and that's it, right? So, yeah, I mean, so I guess technically, well, I mean, obviously we got the Natsuki ending, right? So we got all the endings. And as I mentioned in the previous part, right? Custom fucking OST, right? But besides that, right? Again, so we got the 8 total endings. The walkaway ending, console failure ending are the same, right? That's 1. That's bad ending. Code input ending, act 3, that's bad ending. Sewer ending, good ending. Monica ending, good ending. Single ending, that's the good to neutral. But I honestly, I think that's the best choice. Do nothing ending, that's bad ending. Yuri ending, good ending. Natsuki ending, good ending, right? Technically, we didn't get the day 3 interaction. But honestly, I'm kind of done with this mod after just getting the Natsuki ending, right? I'm not going to go back all the way through and do Natsuki's route just to get that day 3 interaction. But it is interesting that, again, right? What's it called? It is interesting that, again, we were able to, once we went through to the past the console, right? Input, right? Or past the console, right? To that point where we can pick that we had Natsuki as an option. Granted, it's quite possible that we only needed to reciprocate the confession, so we could have potentially got Yuri in our original route. But it's also possible that we did need to spend those first 2 days with her, even if we didn't spend the third, right? And then again, obviously, you know, if we would have just said no to Sayori and then stayed on Natsuki's route from the beginning, right? That would have been something to where, again, we would have gotten that third day interaction, and then it would have, we only would have had the choice for Natsuki or Encore just in single, right? So, but again, this is definitely interesting, I'll say. But yeah, I guess the big thing being, yeah, I think I'm not going to go back through just to get the third ending, right? Or I guess that day 3 interaction. But then again, right, that's something to where it's, shoot, is it overall, right? Or it goes to the fucking Word document, right? But that's something to where we also saw, what's it called? We also, what else did we see? Or that was something where, again, we saw what would happen if we start on series and went someone else's. And I'm glad, again, that, again, basically they treat it as though it's different. So as opposed to, again, the other routes. So that's definitely something I'm glad about. And I'm glad, I guess, you know, they technically actually did that's actually something to where ultimately did, I guess, technically in the end make a difference. The one thing that actually made an impact or a difference, and it didn't make itself apparent until the end, but at least it did, right? And then same thing with, again, just the fact that we needed to spend time with them anyway in order to get their names, as opposed to just whoever we input in the console. So that's also good. But I guess besides that, yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here. Since we got Natsuki's ending, again, like I said, I don't see a reason to go back all the way through just to get that day 3 interaction. I don't really care what it's about. And Natsuki's my least favorite anyway. So it's like, I hate to say it, but it was, again, I think there was more of value going through and seeing the differences if we stick to Sayori's route or not, right? Yeah, I think there was more value going in there because we did see differences there, which, again, was very interesting. But that's all something to where, yeah, again, I really want to start a brand new day again. So that's what I'll be doing tomorrow then, since this is the last one today. And again, we wrapped up the ending. So I guess, again, I mentioned it for the last part. I'll do my overall thoughts. Again, I think I'm still putting this as C tier. Just like, again, there's just too many issues, right? Too many like minor stuff, but they all stem from like one, I'd say even more than major issue. I'd say like the massive fucking issue related to this mod is it tries to do everything. Granted, they were really smart when they went about it, right? And it even says that, again, it tries to be like, they even say that in the mod fucking post, right? That basically it tries to do everything that like no mod's done before, which to be fair is the issue, but they go about it really smart in setting the 5-day cap and then just working backwards, right? I do have to give props to them, right? That is extremely smart, but again, it does create the issues, right? Like it does basically lead to all these issues, mainly regarding again, it's a route-based mod, but it's not really route-based, not even really story-based either, which is why I've been saying, again, that's one of the issues. Then our issue is that your choices, again, like don't really matter, right? They don't really have an impact. It's basically the antithesis of longer roads is a good way to put it, where longer roads was very clearly route-based again. And you only had 3 choices per route. The choice which puts you on the route, the choice which keeps you and makes you stay on the route, or if you jump ship and go to a different route, and then the last choice which determines the ending. But because it only had those 3 choices, right, and it focused on the actual story, and it had the most, I think Longer Roads and True Route are the 2 longest mods I played, so it had the most content in terms of a mod, right? But again, because it focuses specifically on that, it does it really well, right? As opposed to this, where again, it tries to do everything, not really route-based, not really story. Your choices don't really matter, right? It's only there to where it has an impact and difference, right? To where at the end, right? But nothing else at any point in time do your choice, not at any other point in time do your choice actually make a difference. And that's something where, again, that leads to, like, those are the 2, like, again, right? Those are as a result from it trying to do everything. Again, right, we gotta, and then again, beyond that, right, those are the 2 main symptoms, right, that people are complaining about. It also leads to, again, technically, Glenn, like, even though there's 8, like, they say there's 8 endings, there are actually more. I found 9. I assume if I went different combinations, right, I would get different endings with slightly different dialogue. But again, I don't count like slightly different dialogue being a different ending. That's why I clumped the console failure and walk away ending together. Even though it's different dialogue, it's the same outcome. So it's the same ending, right? And that's where you get the 8 endings from. So the people who were complaining about multiple endings, that's probably the case. There's probably slightly, but then again, that goes to show even more, right? That you're like, ultimately your choices don't matter. It has like 0 impact or difference, but that's something to where it's like, yeah, like, let's read this through. I haven't read this one. I want to take the time to thank you for playing this. I hope you play and I hope you have a phenomenal experience. So I designed to be interactive and choice driven as possible. I want to give the player to influence the trajectory of the story in the most direct way possible through a choice they made. It's not something they've ever seen done too much. So I wanted to go against the greatest response possible at the making of this mod. In that regard, I believe I've succeeded. You did, but again, the issue being there's a reason why that's not popular, right? Or that's not done. Is it's again a jack of all trades, master of none is a good way to put it. That's basically what this mod is, right? That's granted. Again, I do need to give the mod makers credit. They went about it in a really smart way in setting a time cap and then working backwards from there, rather than just kind of like you get the whole exit music like Fallen Angel syndrome. Because that's another issue with those mods. Is it just you start right and it clearly is a Natsuki Yuri sound, and then they just fucking go from there, and it feels like there's 0 like consistency, right? Like it's just like just goes wherever, right? But this mod did something really, the mod makers did something really smart here. Again, they set that cap, right? That specific 5-day cap and then work back. So again, that is really smart. But again, it doesn't fix the issues, more so than, I guess, make it so that they don't realize that the issues are actually there, funny enough. But because if they would have tried to work from the beginning up, right, as opposed to the end back, they probably would have caught on and realized the issues. But small shoes and experience to walk on. It's been quite a journey from start to finish. I didn't realize that at first, but this mod proved to be more complicated. There are going to be 4 main routes, 5 days, almost every single day choice that will have far-reaching consequences that would influence the NAs you could get. Throw in the ability to switch between routes, bitch. We can switch routes. It quickly became apparent that I had several mountains of work to overcome. Nonetheless, I worked hard to overcome them, even though at the times I was running the same thing over and over with minor differences for various scenes. I didn't, and that's another issue I've noticed, right? Another issue, and this is another big issue, is that even though, right, the mod tries to do everything, and again, you have all these choices, right? Which so much so to where it's not really route based, then not even really story based. It's something to where, say, Yori's route is still centric. That still seems to be center of the mod, and all the other routes run parallel to her route specifically, especially her route with Yuri. That's what I found to be the case. And then I found not slightly changed dialogue, but actual reused dialogue in other routes. We found that. So it's something to where, again, I wouldn't exactly say it's the case, but yeah, love story. I hope you're satisfied with the end if you got it. No, well, you can also want to start at the beginning, load up an old save. But really make sure you go back. And this, I'm glad they did this as opposed to fucking messing around like MC's Revenge with the auto save. At any point in time with having reinstalled anything. Or even like, because some mods do it like that, like fucking True Out, I can't go back in. Like I would literally need to delete it and then reinstall it because of the whole fucking casting the die shit, right? But yeah, that's at least this mod's this option. So I'm glad that that's the case. There are many different ways to play. It's ultimately up to you how I play it. There's no limit to how many encores you can have. All things considered, spend right. Start this project back in August 2018. Close to 2 years later, I could probably say it's done. One thing everyone worked on, sports project, from when it was just debut, fully fleshed out mod. Whether you play test, wrote the music, drew the art, helped me write the story, assisted with coding, or just supported me, encouraged me to keep going. It's not having because of you. I couldn't have pulled this off entirely on my own. I learned how to get about what goes to these mods, how to make them, how to do them right, how to code, all sorts of fun. I learned a lot about how to play and manage projects like this. Learned about through the experience from the bottom of my heart. Thanks for DDoC Encore. Thanks for happening. Project making this project a reality. Andrew J. Streidel. Damn, they actually put their whole ass name. I still think it's funny that they put a Word document here, though. Like, I actually think that's kind of hilarious. But I will say one thing that's good. I'm glad they included the Easter eggs folder. Like, it's actually kind of nice to see fucking, what's it called? Because obviously there's like memes and shit in there, right? Like, there's memes and shit in here. But it's cool to see the evolution of the artwork. I will give the mod that, right? Because I haven't seen this in any other mod where they've included basically snippets into the development mod through the artwork, right? Which is, again, what I've mainly noticed. Because, again, like, obviously there's all the fucking memes, right? Like, obviously there's all these fucking memes, right? But exclude, which, again, it's like memes, right? But moving all those aside, the most interesting part is, again, seeing, like, work in progress CGs, right? And, like, fucking backgrounds. Like, that's definitely extremely interesting. So, and, like, funny enough, seeing all the bugs, again, there's also a ton of like pictures of like bugs in here, presumably when they were playtesting. So it's definitely interesting to go through that and then look and kind of see. It's almost like a little screenshot, like snippet into the development of the mod. I will say that that is a positive thing, though. And I'm bringing this up because I've never seen AR mod done that. So, granted, I've seen mods where you have to interact, specifically the festival, right? And then even True Route does that, I think. But yeah, True Route does that. But that's something to where it's like, and I hate, one thing I hate though is how you can't just go from here to the main menu. You actually have to exit the thing. But again, but it is definitely interesting. Again, I'm glad that they include that. But unfortunately, again, it doesn't really solve the bigger issues the mod has. But again, it is what it is. I'd say still overall, I enjoyed playing it, right? Definitely seeing kind of the difference. Definitely, I'd say I enjoyed Monika's route and Natsuki's route the most. Just the reason being, because again, right, obviously I started Sayori's route. I just did it very Sayori centric, but Monika, again, I set up in a way to where I wanted to see it compare and contrast, right? And it was the same thing with Natsuki's route. I did Yuri's route fairly Yuri centric, but then Natsuki's route, again, I more so set up in a way to kind of compare and contrast. And that's for me was the most interesting part, seeing like, obviously I knew from pretty much the end of the first route, right, that the choices didn't actually really matter, make an impact or have a difference, but you do get the different dialogue. So I was going to see again, basically it was pretty much that, right? To compare and contrast the dialogue for like slightly different situations. So, but again, right, I think that's all I really have to say. Again, it's closing in on an hour. I don't anticipate doing this. So what I'll do is I'll have the coming all the way back to the start. I'll have the FNAF videos uploaded. I still need to do the one, right? But I figured the issue out with that. But then besides that, what I'll also do is so tomorrow I'll start a brand new day then, right? That's tomorrow. So that's something to where it's like, again, like I said, I think it may have not been this part, may have been the previous part. But I think it's definitely something to where it's like, yeah, again, what I'll do is I'll definitely just I'm not going to do doubles, but I'll do a single recording a day, but I'll go for an hour 30, right? Because since it's the last thing I plan on doing, right? Something to where I feel like I can take that, right? And then besides just being more efficient in that one recording, right? It's also something to where, again, it saves me, or it's also a sufficient amount of time that's being saved just for me to chill, right? Because again, I have been on a pretty decent grind, right? In terms of what I've been doing, what I've been recording, right? So again, that's something to where that's the last thing I plan on doing for this break, right? Want to break the last true break that I'll be able to have to record. But again, spring break, I have the Civ game set up. I did that in one of the parts. So I don't see a reason to, since that's the only thing I could possibly do during spring break anyway, I don't see a reason to try and force it to happen during winter break, right? When I can, again, just do singles for a brand new day, right? And then basically just chill and have less stuff to do overall. But yeah, I mean, there's that, right? Again, there's that. I don't think I really have anything else to say here. I think the big things, I guess, I don't know. We'll see, right? It'll be interesting to see like how much a brand new day has changed from when I previously played it, right? Over 3 years ago, right? Closing in on 4 years ago. It was like February of 2018, right? It was the first, technically second, if excluding MAS, it was the first one I played. So first one I played besides MAS. So definitely it'll very much be interesting to see how much has been revamped since then. And again, just in general, it's also kind of symbolic that I'm ending with the very same I start with. But again, this being the last, it wasn't bad, I should say. Like it's not bad. It's just, again, it's not good either, really, right? Again, I feel like it's mainly just due to a conceptual thing, right? So like, again, looking at this whole thing, right? Again, so I have the, what's it called? My tier list, right? Like, again, which I usually use to or rate these, right? And it's, again, shaped like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So at the bottom is an original creative idea for a mod, right? I would say this mod doesn't have it. I mean, just a general route-based mod, right? Or at least that's what it tried to be. But then again, but I guess the idea would be to try to do everything. But again, that's not, I feel like that's what's limiting this mod. It's not exactly a good idea, right? To try and make continuity, consistency with the story and plot. That actually hasn't been the case with the parallel. Like, it seems really parallel, right, to Sayori's route. Everything seems pretty much parallel to Sayori's route. So they're not like their own individual things. It's all seems to be right off that story. And then plot itself, right? Again, those were all right. I mean, it's, again, that's still the same issue. Those still run parallel to Sayori's route. And then obviously aesthetic satisfaction. But it's something where it's like, yeah, that would be something where it's like, again, that's the major deficiency, right? In that case is, again, the creative original idea, to where it's like, I feel like the mod trying to be a jack of all trades, right? Again, ends up being the master of none. It holds itself back in that retrospect, as opposed to, I think the perfect example in comparison is Longer Road, to where it very much is Longer Road, to where very much, and I feel like that's something where that's like, it legit is the perfect comparing and contrasting, right? As Longer Roads, again, it commits to that idea of being a route-based mod, right? That's something where, yeah, it commits to that idea of being a route-based mod. Yeah, it commits to that. It commits to that. What would you call it? It commits to that by, again, just doing that, right? And again, that doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't have content, because again, it's the longest mod I've played besides True Route. I think I have like 60, 70 parts. But it commits to that idea. It only offers 3 choices, which is the bare minimum, right? And again, it just focuses solely on the idea of a route-based mod. Again, to that, it's one of my favorite mods. It does it extremely well, as opposed to this mod where, again, it is like, it's a jack of all trades, master of none mod. And you can really, like, just comparing those two, right? You can kind of see the impact, right? And again, I will say last thing I just want to say, just concluding thoughts. It wasn't bad, but again, it was just, I feel like it was hindered by itself, right? So just the creative, like, original creative idea, like, again, of trying to be a jack of all trades mod kind of set it up for failure. Again, right, I'm going to end it off with there. Again, still good though, still enjoyed it, right? Or still, like, well, again, it wasn't bad for sure, but it also wasn't good as a result of it kind of hindered itself. But yeah, I'm going to end it there. That's all I need to say, right? It's already been an hour. And again, I'm not doing our part. So just in the next part, right, and what I'll record tomorrow is, again, it'll be the first part for Brand New Day. So it'll be that I'm very interested in that, to kind of see, again, the differences that have been made in 3 some years. So just see the revamp version. I assume there'll be some similarities, but I'm hoping it's going to be mostly differences, and it'll just be like few and far in between scenes that are the same. But yeah, besides that, I'm going to end it here. I've got nothing else to say. So yep, that's it for this one. See you in the next one.